This is my 80. If you guys haven't seen my first video about my 80, kind of walking you through how I've built it so far, please go watch that one. It's really good to start to see what has happened and what has changed to this thing in a year. So I don't want to waste a lot of your time, so let's just get into it. Now the biggest difference, it's probably staring you right in the face, is the ARB bumper. This is the non-winch one I got from my buddy John. Love it. I've always wanted one of these on there. It's just the iconic 80 look, and I know it's heavier, I know it's bigger, I know it's not as high clearance as people want, but I love it, and I've definitely beat the crap out of it so far. It's just great. I wanted an aluminum radiator, but you have two options really, expensive or just crazy expensive. I was trying to find a better alternative to like a Leland, which is $600, or the other ones which are even more expensive. I had my stock one out, I did some measuring. The HDJ80s lined up almost exactly with all the measurements of this. On the outsides, just make the mounts just a little bit bigger, and it mounted up just fine. I've got my same fan shroud, everything's the same, and it works perfect. So if you are in a market for one of those, that's a good alternative. It might just take a little bit of getting it to fit right in there with those brackets, but yeah. Green fan clutch back on there, phenomenal. Around town I'm at like 190, and on the freeways it's sometimes like a 185, 180, so basically right where my thermostat opens. Other than that, everything else under here is stock. I have a catch can. Another big difference that has happened since the update is now I'm running these Old Man Emus instead of the Ironmans, and I like them so far. There's just the 2.5-inch lift. Not a huge difference over the Ironmans, but enough to notice. I also got a white knuckle front panhard bar that has reduced the amount of sway I was getting by a ton. I definitely want to get the rear one in, see how big of a difference that makes. You can see we have our little temperature gauge down here. It just sits on my trailer brake, which isn't connected to anything at the moment, so I got to remove that eventually. We're at 289,000 miles on this. I have my aux beam, which actually controls that switch, my lights and all that, and as well as my little 12-volt hub here. That 12-volt hub will be used to charge my Jackery, my phone. This is the Atoto CarPlay, I think it's the F7, something. Works great. So my uncle printed me this with an open source file that someone had created. Works pretty good. I had opened this part up, which used to just hold the radio faceplate, and I got this little RAM mount fixed in there, and now it holds my camera. It's the Pocket 3, so it works even though it's upside down, and then it holds my Yaesu faceplate, so that way I can control my radio and all that. Now for the back seat, I have my Milwaukee M18 pump. Chris put me onto this, and I really like this. It's really nice, especially with two vehicles, being able to move it from vehicle to vehicle. I've filled up all 4 of my tires at least 3 times without changing the battery, so it really lasts quite a while too, and that was when I had 35s. Very efficient and very quick. It's my Jackery Explorer 1000. My Starlink runs off of this cord here. I'll just go there, and then I have this adapter here where I could put another M18 battery as a backup, so that way in case this is starting to go out, I could just pop it, have it run off of the M18, and yeah, just get a little bit longer lifespan out of it. There's one of those knockoff ones that also runs off of an M18, which is also running off of a knockoff M18. Fantastic light, it works so well. So I have this, it's upside down so that this is facing up backwards. Sleep mat. This blanket. This blanket is usually doubled over, which is why it looks like that. Then yeah, this blanket over. And that's my bed. This is the General Green Manufacturing tire swing out.
What's up everybody, David on the road again. Today we are going to be working on Anthony's tire carrier.
I really like it. I wanted something a little bit lighter weight that really didn't redo the entire bumper, just to get the spare out from under. Also kind of give me a little bit more utility. I used to have my propane tank up there. Whenever I would go down to Phoenix Children's for those telethons, I kept hitting it on the parking garage. So I have this on here. This is just mounted by a ratchet strap, and then that holds my ignic tank. It moves around a bit, but it's never been a problem. This is just some knockoff trasharoo from Amazon. I have a backup camera that is mounted on here with license plate frame, put it here, and then bent it around. So you can see it's just bent around to go through here. And then, yeah, bolted on there with the nut that captures the bumper. So the reason I like having that on there is when I pull out my camping stove, I could just run the propane right to it, and I don't have to take it off, move it around. It's just all set, ready to go. It's just much more easy. I like being able to pack up and get going really quick in the mornings, especially because I tend to leave camp at like 4 or 5. And for the rest of this drawer, lava box. Love this thing. This thing's so neat. Little first aid kit, binoculars, hammock, the feet for my grill. That's really all that goes in this drawer. I am planning on getting rid of this Blackstone. It's just falling apart. Has not lived up to my expectations. Getting something a little smaller takes up less room. I'll just go back to my Coleman. Now for this side, this kind of has more stuff. Usually my tool roll's right here. That's at the house right now. This is my recovery bag. It has my soft shackles, rope, and all that. If you have an 80, you know what this is. Tire repair kit, more tire repair kit, fuses, another tire repair kit. So this holds my plates, silverware, lighter. This one holds my water spouts. I'll show you that in a second. Tie downs for my awning. A couple extra radios just in case anybody else needs them for going out. Knife, bug spray, some towels, toilet paper, trash bags, more trash bags. This is good to keep in these just to keep the moisture out of stuff. This right here is meant to be like a travel bag. I found this at the Goodwill for like $5. And so that'll hold, like my seasonings are in there. I have these cool gloves that I use to wash my dishes. Soap, which I have explained multiple times, this is the best way to hold soap. From the dollar store, you put regular liquid dish soap in there. You just fill it up. You leave it in your car. Just have this like popped up a little bit. It'll dry out, well at least here in Arizona. Well, what you'll be left with is dehydrated dish soap. It turns into almost like a little wax or just like a little bar of soap, but it's dish soap, and it's very, very nice instead of having this like leak all over the place. I found that out by accident, but I've been doing that ever since because it worked so well. Yeah, all those hanging bags you see that are geared towards people who go camping are severely overpriced. And then these are my water spouts. I had one, this one that I've had for a while. This was like just a Amazon special. It started going out on me, so I got this one instead, another Amazon special. And so far it works a lot better. And it just, same thing as the other one, where you just pop up in this part, it sits on there, the tube goes down, and it works. So I still have my farm jack up there. So my Starlink Mini right here. I have this protective cover available at BajaRacingGear.com. Amazon mount, and it goes right onto the bar. Pull the dish off, it's just a little unscrew from the mount, and then the whole thing comes off. I just run the wire right into here, into the window, and that's how that works. This is my Apache case. There's this stuff that I buy that's used for outdoor decor that helps protect items from UV rays. And I've sprayed it and applied it just to help extend the life of this guy, and it definitely has, because usually ones like this, after just a year in Arizona, will be just destroyed. Inside of here, I just generally keep my camp chair. There's my Rotopacks, Sanhema traction boards. This is a PCI race radios antenna mount. I have the magnet down there. The antenna just screws on. My fridge, this is meant to be in the front area of a Tesla Model 3. I got an amazing deal off of one of those liquidation places here in Phoenix. It's really weird because it's meant to fit inside of the frunk. You can see how it has all these contours. The only thing I have to do to make sure that fits well is just pop this off, and it just works. The essentials. I really like it because it has an app and I can control the temperature. In the passenger seat, all I really have is my camera gear. So this is my camera bag, and then I have my pack out. This holds more of my cameras and my drones and all that. These are the Patagonia ATRs. These are 28, 70, 17. I wanted something that was just all terrain. I was tired of the mud terrains, really just because of how quickly they wore down. I had those KM3s for, I want to say 4 months, and they went from brand new to destroyed. Just sad how quickly they got destroyed. Cracking everywhere on the sidewall, cracking on the inside, just rips coming out of it. These have been fantastic. I really like them. I would like something a little bit more aggressive, and I definitely miss the way the 35s looked, but I'm someone who would much rather have something that works well, that's gonna last, as opposed to something that looks good. This is just a cheap snorkel off of eBay, and then paired up to one of those pre-filters that just pulls the dirt out. Diode dynamics, I don't remember the model. And then these diode dynamics are installed onto these brackets, which from Overkill, you guys should see my video on those. I'm definitely not one of those people who bought an 80 series because of the aesthetics. I bought this because, to my knowledge, it was the best off-roader that I could buy. These things are built to just last you. The simplicity that's involved, you know, almost every single nut bolt on this thing is a 12, 14, 17, 16, 10. You know, it's so simple that even when I have my tool bag in here, I'm able to simplify my tool bag because of how it was engineered. These things are so well built. Last 3 years now, just rebuilding it, redoing it, and getting it to where I could take it off-road. And for the last year, it's been comfortable. I've had a whole lot of fun with it. Now it's just kind of perfecting what I want, what I need out of it to really just meet those goals there. Well, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate all your support, and I hope you guys all have a great day. Thank you for joining me.